Edgar, you can do like a countdown and then I will start introducing the meeting. Okay. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Carlos Veron, and I am the student president of the AICHE student chapter here at UANL. With me today is Genesis. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hi everyone, my name is Genesis and I am part of the coordination too. I coordinate the K-12 project and we're really excited for having this time with you guys. Thank you for meeting with us.
Yeah. So, on behalf of our team, we want to welcome you guys to this section of Live Talks. This is a project designed to bring students together and to bring student chapters together through communication, through sharing the culture. Today we have invited guests Shiriam and Himanshu from India. They are student chapter. They are students of the Brai Institute of Technology and Science in Pilani. Here, thank you guys.
So thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for inviting us.
Yeah.
It's a huge honor to meet your chapter anyways. So let me introduce myself. My name is Sriram and I'm from India and I study in BITS Pilani and I'm the publicity head of AICSG BITS Pilani student chapter.
Yeah.
Off to you, Himanshu.
Thank you.
My name is Himanshu Singh and I'm the Publicity and Relations Coordinator of BITS Pilani Student Chapter. I'm also the sister chapter lead of the BITS Pilani chapter. Thank you for inviting us.
That's amazing. It's so nice to have you guys here with us. Thank you so much. We'll start off explaining what all this is about and what we have planned. So today, Shiram and Himanshu Sain are here to interact with our chapter and followers as well as to show us a little bit about their country and their city and what they do as a student. And remember that you can leave us here your questions in the comments below and we will answer them through the broadcast too. Also, we have a section in Instagram, so whatever you want to get us to the questions, go ahead, guys. So first, we're going to have a presentation where they're going to explain us a little bit about the India country and their culture. Guys, if you want to do it. Okay, Shriram or Himanshu, you can take the lead and go ahead to the presentation.
Shriram,
Yeah, Himanshu, you can act it.
you can start.
Okay, so actually we didn't make a presentation. We thought it would be more of a discussion type.
That's good.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. So, what do chemical engineers do in your country once they graduate?
Yeah, so as we all know, India is a country which is not blessed with oil and natural gas resources. Like if you observe the Middle East countries, they have a lot of oil and all this stuff. Since India, most of the land is fertile. So generally people prefer to do agriculture rather than explore for oil and gas reserves. Because once you dig the soil, it's not suitable for any kind of agriculture. So that's the reason why most of the chemical engineers in India don't go to the refinery section. Rather, they go to the textile section and the other biotechnology and biochemistry, because a lot of research is being currently promoted in India. And especially after this COVID-19, every government realized that they have to spend more money on research rather than defense and equipment. So yeah, so most of the chemical engineers in India go for research, go for pharmaceutics, and yeah, they develop drugs which are useful to people. That's the main theme here in India for chemical engineers. Once you can add something you want to.
Yeah, also new education policy came out this year and they also promote more funding in the education area. So that will promote basically the research in India.
Have you guys participated in any of those research, like with any teacher of yours or something? Have you participated?
Can you repeat the question?
Have you participated in any research with your teachers or in an industry?
Yeah, I did a literature review last semester. It was basically on the preparation of graphene oxide and also activated carbon. So basically, I learned about various methods to prepare graphene oxide, like Hammer's method, Torr's method, and like that.
Yeah, to add on his point, I did a project. Currently, I'm doing it right now. I'm working on carbon nanotubes. As we all know that the carbon has become such a valuable element, and its allotropes have become so valuable because once upon a time it was a state like carbon was considered as a useless element, but now we can see you can make diamond and everything, and diamond is probably the one of the most hardest. It's the most hardest element and really expensive. So I'm working on carbon nanotubes because we feel that's the future. Like if you observe for graphene oxide, it has really amazing properties. Like it's bulletproof and it's strong, it's ultra light, making it a huge valuable asset. And probably if you guys know the Black Panther movie, it's based on vibranium actually, and vibranium is actually very similar to graphene oxide. So yeah, that's what. So we're working on a lot of cool elements like that. So because we believe that a lot of things can be learned from this, and we can learn a lot from these graphene oxide, and they may be the future in coming years. So that's what is our belief.
One of the most interesting parts of that movie for me was when they introduced a suit, that can absorb kinetic energy and later you can
Yeah,
transmit it, just to attack someone or use it any way you want. That blew my mind off. I mean, if we can someday achieve that level of manipulation, of energy manipulation, that would be amazing. Yeah, when you look at the suit, you automatically think about carbon. You think about carbon fiber, carbon nanotubes, as a material, because it's really so versatile. I just think it's amazing that you guys are doing research on that. Actually, now that you mentioned, I can recall that we started testing carbon as an electrode for developing new types of battery here at UANL, and it's amazing because it can conduct electricity almost as if was a metal. This is something that it is not intuitive because carbon doesn't share any other properties with metals, with conductive materials, but it can conduct electricity. So that's amazing. So later on, before we start this meeting, we were talking about that you guys are also in quarantine, that you are also taking online classes because of the COVID-19 emergency. What has been the most difficult part to adapt for you to this new type of education?
basically the online classes. Because in online classes, the teacher or the professor cannot know whether the students are able to understand what he is teaching or not. So the pace automatically increases. The interaction also decreases. So the doubt clearance has also decreased. And also sitting on the screen for long hours, it strains eyes. I think the most difficult part is to concentrate during online lectures, because we have access to, in India basically, in classrooms we don't use laptops or like that. I think in US it is used. We basically write notes on hard copy, so access to internet is not there. It is not allowed basically. So nowadays it has become more distractive. Concentration level has also decreased, I guess. The most I think is the inaccessibility to lab, because in basically in our college in third year our lab courses start, but due to this COVID we have to do that virtually.
Yeah, we miss lab too. Here at our university, we haven't go to the lab too, and it's one of the most difficult parts for us. But we've researched for some online labs, and there's really good softwares that can teach us that too. So, do you have any major or disciplines that are like the specialty of your career?
Yeah, in bachelor's there are no, see, the major is chemical engineering. The way the minors we have are data science, finance minor, and others minor, not basically not for chemical engineering as such. But in our college, there is a MSc program too, Master of Science in Chemistry. So if someone is, it is basically a 5-year course. In the first year, based on the performance in their MSc course, they based on their GPA, they get a Bachelor of Engineering degree. Like they get an option to take that. Sriram is so
Yeah,
so
sorry.
one can do MSc Chemistry and Bachelors of Engineering in Chemical if one needs to. Yeah. Sriram, they have basically asked what the specialization we can do in our college in chemical engineering.
Yeah, so yeah, so chemical engineering, as we all know, it's a very vast and broad field. And apart from that, other we have certain disciplines we can choose to. Like for example, we have been courses offered in petroleum refining, biochemistry, nanoscience, and other fields in chemical engineering. And apart from that, we also have other fields like computer science, electronics, electrical engineering, civil engineering. Again, we can do specialization in certain courses. For example, we can do a specialization in physics completely if you're more into astronomy and want to know more about space and time travel, all this stuff. And yeah, chemistry is there, economics is there, and all of these courses are offered. And yeah, and what people do is that they try to take a combination. For example, if you take economics and computer science, you can take a job as a business analyst because it involves a lot of coding as well as financial planning. And similarly, people who take a combination of biology and chemical engineering can do biotechnology and biochemical engineering. It's a combination. So yeah, people choose based on these platforms. That's the most preferred thing.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. We were saying to Imanshu that actually Genesis and I we share the minor in biotechnology, but it's really a minor that is designed for you to be in laboratories all the time, or pretty much most of the time. And now with this new type of online education, we haven't got any chance of being near to a laboratory. And so most of the education that we are getting on um, biochemistry and biotech and microbiology has been only theory, lectures, reading books, and answering questions, but we haven't had the chance to actually get our hands on the bacteria, get our hands on the equipment, and see them. We did a couple lab practices where we looked at the basic types of bacteria, E. coli, and stuff like that. We we learned how to do the method called Graham's tincture. And just when we were getting into the depth of the subject, the COVID started, and classes had to migrate to this new type of online education. Did you guys happen to go through an experience like that in any subject that you were taking? Um, did you did you leave a research, like on standby because of this emergency?
Yeah, so actually, I was in the same case as well because no one expected this to happen. This coronavirus hit everyone hard, entire world, you can say. And if you see towards economy wise, India is probably the most hardest hit. We apparently we lost our GDP by 23% negative. And yeah, as you mentioned, even we also have labs this semester. Like we have labs on basic chemical engineering, like Bernoulli's principle, calculating the losses through pipes. And as I mentioned earlier, that my research project on carbon nanotubes and Himanshu's on graphene oxide, all of these were on standby because these all involve a lot of lab processing and spectroscopy involvement, and all this has to be done in labs. But unfortunately, due to all this coronavirus, we couldn't do all that. So we currently what we are doing is reading research papers, summarizing them, understanding them, and like seeing the key facts, what are they missing. And because a research paper is too tough to understand, it takes a lot of time. So yeah, on those facts, even our project is kind of standby, and we're trying our best to gain maximum efficiency. That's what we're up to. You want to add something?
Oh yeah, actually I already told that we have a lab course
Okay.
this semester. Yeah.
Yeah. Everything's online for us. Yeah.
So what is this outside you are working on?
Uh, Graphene oxide is actually, the project is actually deriving graphene oxide from agriculture residue and its application in converting any agriculture waste product into value-added chemicals like biofuels, green energy, which can be useful. As we all know that graphene oxide is very limited. It's not available in abundant quantity like silicon or carbon. So its extraction process, as far as here, there's only one process. It's called Fumer's process, and that is really expensive. Like 1 gram costs like $200, $300. Like if you want to make a lot of quantity, imagine how much it takes. So what we do in this process is that we take any kind of agricultural residue. For example, take sugarcane. From sugarcane, we get a compound called bagasse. It's a sugarcane extraction, a waste product. And since that compound is rich in carbon content, with the help of spectroscopy, we can detect the presence of all these radiation peaks in that compound. As we all know, since graphene oxide is an allotrope of carbon, so it shows a different spectroscopy. So based on that, we can obtain. Just we need to use the different Raman spectroscopy and other spectroscopies where we can obtain a diffraction piece which confirms the presence of graphene oxide. So this is a very cheap process in order to produce graphene. So it works in that way.
Basically, I want to add that we first carbonize it, make the agriculture residue rich in carbon. We first form graphite, then we oxidize it, and then exfoliate it, because we all know that the single layer of graphite is basically graphene, and due to oxidation, it becomes graphene oxide. Yeah, and it can be used as a catalyst in various processes. The main role
Okay,
of graphene oxide and activated carbon is to act as a catalyst in various reactions.
that's really interesting because in Mexico we also produce a lot of fruits and vegetables and a lot of agricultural products, and there is a lot of waste, and sometimes even our food in our markets gets thrown into the trash because there is so much product that it just really it decays and people don't buy it because you cannot be eating the same thing every day all day. That might be those type of research might help give value to products that in any other way or form they will just end up in the trash. But maybe we can take them, process them, add them value, and produce something as interesting as graphene from from all of that waste product. That's pretty cool. Congratulations on that.
Yeah, and also I want to add one thing. When it comes to Mexico, we love tacos. We love burritos. I always love Mexican tacos. It's one of my favorite things. When I come to Mexico, that's the first thing I want to do actually. Yeah. Even in India, tacos are there, but it's not the Mexican level tacos because your tacos is probably the best because it originated from Mexico. So yeah.
Yeah, if you guys come to Mexico, you will definitely love tacos. I mean, there are no words to describe tacos. You just have to come here and go around the block. You can maybe find 3 or 4 people selling tacos. Try them all, and then you can decide which one you like the most, and that becomes your favorite taqueria in your whole life. And it's a really amazing experience to finding your perfect taco. I just moved to a new place now. I am not living in the same place that I was living 1 year before, and um, last week I was walking down the street. I was going to get some water because I ran out of water in my new house, and I happened to see this random guy on the street selling tacos, and that is now my favorite taqueria. Is Tacos Dombato for all of you that are watching this on Monterrey. Tacos Dombato here in Mitras Norte. Tacos Dombato. Check them out. Tell Dombato I send you there, and you'll love those tacos.
I would
Yeah,
also like to visit Chichen Itza. I think it's one of your World Heritage Site. If I'm not wrong, the pronunciation, it's Chichen Itza, right? Or
Nah, you nailed it. Totally, Chichen Itza. Totally,
oh,
totally.
yeah, I heard a lot about it, and probably it's a tacos this and even Chichen Itza. I want to visit it when I come to Mexico because I heard a lot of good things about it and its cultural history and its significance. It's huge, like yeah.
Yeah, tortilla is a really good um, presentation of carbon. It's a really good
Yeah.
use of carbon, yeah, to make tortillas.
yeah, we have a really rich culture here in Mexico. Everywhere you go, if you go to the north part of Mexico or you go to the south part, it's really different. I mean, the food is real different. For example, Carlos is from the south part of Mexico, I guess. I think here.
Yeah, we both are done with our sophomore years. And currently we are a junior year, which is our third year. So we're both are technically in our fifth semester. So Himanshu, you want to add something? You can talk about it.
Can you repeat the question? What was asked? I didn't get it.
I believe it was something about what year are you in your plan,
Okay. Yeah.
because here we take classes. We divide the year into 2 semesters, and our degree plan is composed of 10 semesters. So basically, if you don't fail any classes, you will go you will become an engineer in 5 years. So is that the same over there?
No, basically we have a 4-year course, and each year is divided into 2 semesters. And also there is a possibility that someone can finish early. Like the minimum time we can say is 3.5 years to get a degree in bachelor's in engineering. Okay.
Yeah, so to
Basically,
add on this point, we as mentioned, it's 8 semester program. So as you guys know that we have a credit system issue where you can add on credits by adding up a lot of courses. Based on that, you can finish your degree early. But if you choose to like normalize your academics by taking a medium amount of courses, it becomes a 4 year course. And apart from that, we get a semester off, and in that one semester off, we generally work at a plant or any kind of research for entire semester, so that to gain exposure to the industrial, so that before we take up a job, we know that okay, this is the thing how it works, and this is the people you meet, and this is how everything goes around. Yeah, so we have an option of doing as a working as in a chemical factory or plant, or else you can take up a research for entire 4 or 5 months full-time research under a professor and know a lot about chemical engineering, any kind of aspect you feel you want. So that's how it works here. So basically, we have 8 semesters. With in that 8 semester, one semester you can work in a plant, and that which happens in our fourth year, which is our seventh or eighth semester. You can choose any one of them. So as of now, currently we both are in our fifth semesters.
Okay, so we are on our 7th semester, and yeah, basically it is about time for us to start looking for um, here we call them internships.
Yeah, same thing.
So yeah, you go to a company intern position and you start learning the processes. You start learning the way the company works. How do they make money and all this stuff. You have to apply all of your chemical engineering um, concepts into the company. If you're very good, they will come back after you graduate with a job offer, and you can start working there. Basically, that's the way it works. Or you can go into research. I believe that's very similar in both our universities. If you go into research, you can basically do a thesis to get your degree, your bachelor's degree, and then you can continue on to a master's degree, a PhD, or maybe even a post PhD. But usually, students when they do their master's degree or their PhD, they don't do them in Mexico. They go out to other countries. Uh, just in the search for bigger universities, or maybe more specific lines of research. To to go out of the country and know other cultures, live in other countries, meet new people. Things that I like the most about the AICHE chapter that I have. It has given me the opportunity to know very beautiful people around the world like you guys. That I mean, when I first came into the chemical engineering program here at UANL, I never for a minute imagined that I would be speaking with people from India. In all this amazing project that is the AICHE student chapter, and now it's here. It's for every one of you guys in the faculty. This is here for you guys. And it is really an amazing experience. I don't know if you guys can share more about your experience in the AICHE student chapter.
basically we came to know about AICHA in our fourth semester. We are very new chapters, so it's all very exciting for us. We we are yet to start our Kamika team. We just participated in a K-12 outreach program. We submitted 4 modules for that. We also found a sister chapter with Virginia Tech University in USA. Sriram, you want to add?
Yeah, so as Himanshu mentioned, we started in our fourth semester. So most of the activities which we carried out it was from after post lockdown. So we're trying to be as creative as possible. Like for example, if you check our ASCG Instagram page, we started a thing called fiction versus reality series. So in that, what we do is that, as we all know, like we have superheroes in Marvel characters like Iron Man, Thor, Captain America. We decode the science behind them. For example, I'll give you an example. Take Black Panther. His suit is made of vibranium. So, as we all know, that vibranium is a fictional element, which is bulletproof and everything. So, we thought of can there be anything which is similar to vibranium? The answer is graphene oxide. It has the similar properties to vibranium. So, if you want to make a suit like Black Panther, graphene oxide will do the job like that. And we're making things like that. For example, like Iron Man. Iron Man has something called the arc reactor, which powers up his entire suit. So, what is an arc reactor, and what is the science behind arc reactor? And is something like that being created? So we're making things like that. And lastly, we also did with Breaking Bad, and Breaking Bad about the drug which he uses and what are the effects on the human body and how can it be used in a good way. So yeah, things like Breaking Bad, and we also love Breaking Bad also. So yeah, we did things like that. And secondly, we started a podcast, and in that podcast, it's titled as What If. For example, what if water was flammable? So what happens if water is flammable? What are the after effects of water being flammable, and how will it affect our entire world? Like things like that. We try to extrapolate new hypothetical scenarios and situations. So yeah, we do that kind of. That's our main theme. And we also connected with various events to improve our publicity and chapter overall. And we are actually thrilled to be with you guys. It's a huge honor. We really nice to know some people from other countries and especially Mexico. Mexico is one of my favorite countries. I would love to visit Mexico City or capital probably. Yeah.
Yeah, you're really welcome here. We would love to have you here. We're gonna give you some tacos and we're gonna give you some tour around the city. Yeah, we're really excited. I've had some good experiences too with this chapter. So have you tried, guys, Mexican food? That's a question from the YouTube live audience. Have you ever tried Mexican food, like real
Like
Mexican?
like the
No.
Mexican food available in India, like I love tacos for sure. I used to eat like some 5 6 tacos some days, like but obviously the taste is not similar to Mexico. And I love even burritos. Burritos are my favorite. Tacos are my favorite. These both are my like most liked food. And my first thing when I go to Mexico is eat a taco. I want to taste it. That's my thing for sure.
Yeah, I am sorry to say that I haven't tasted any Mexican food, but I would love to try it.
Yeah, we'll give you some. We can give you some receipts too. So, what is a typical Indian?
You want to start, Himanshu?
Yeah, I would say like it basically varies from region to region. Like I am from northern part of India and Sriram is from the southern part of India. In the northern part, basically the staple diet is wheat, the bread made of wheat, and like in Sriram can tell more about south.
Yeah, so the thing with north and south is that the north where Himanshu is from, people they generally have more taste in spicy food, and their staple food is wheat. And when you go down south, you find a lot of vegetarians. Like I'm a vegetarian, and you find most of the staple food is rice. Rice is most commonly eaten. And since my state is kind of a landlocked state, so the presence of seafood is very rare. It's minimal. So yeah, most of the thing is rice, and we don't generally prefer spicy food, but I love spicy a lot because I'm the opposite. So yeah, this is the main thing here with Indians because we're very culturally diverse. Like for example, me and Himanshu, we have a lot of differences, even though we are Indian because he's from the north and from the south. Similarly, like for every 100 kilometers you travel, you find a new dialect, new language. Like his mother tongue is different, my mother tongue is different. So yeah, things like that. Like there are like 29 states, so almost like each state has their own language approximately. So this thing, like it's very culturally diverse, and yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, sounds amazing. India is always depicted as this land full of mystery, full of diversity, full of a lot of colors, a lot of sounds, a lot of people. Like in the movies or in the series, you you see the images of India, you immediately fell in love with it because it's almost like a wonderland. It's full of different things that you can only find there, and that's really something really interesting and really amazing part of about India. We have spoken before with uh, another student chapter, and they told us just that there are many languages uh, that are speaken in India, and you can find they vary from region to region. Can you elaborate more on that? What are the causes of that? What how can that how that affects you know first day of school, you are in there with 10, 20, or 30 people you don't know, and everybody's speaking a different language. How can classes go on? Yeah.
Basically, the instruction of media, most of the schools is English. So most of the Indians know English if they are well educated, and so that's the common medium to speak. And you asked that why are there so many different languages? So India basically integrated as a whole, as a nation, only after 1947. So the common feeling was of national freedom from the colonialism. That's what that is a uniting force among all of us. So basically, earlier than that, different regions were ruled by different kings. There were a lot of kingdoms. Everyone had their own traditions, their own clothing styles, their dance forms, their dialects, their food. Everything was different. So, Sriram, you want to add?
Yeah, so he almost covered everything. So generally, English is the main medium of instruction. So even if you want to like go to a college, if you have to attend any exam, like generally putting English as a mandatory exam. So if suppose we both who cleared the exam, for us English is compulsory. So in order to clear the exam, most of the exams you need English. Yeah, English is the most mandatory, like the most mandatory course. Apart from that, there are other languages like most of the most spoken language is Hindi, which is Himanshu's mother tongue, and everything like most of the languages revolve from there or either derived from there. Like Sanskrit is our ancient language, which is done like over like 3,400 years ago. Most of the ancient texts were written there, and most of our language are also like derived from there. So yeah, everything revolves around this. And as I mentioned earlier, like we are culturally very diverse, and like each state has its own culture, diversity, and even language. Like my language is completely different from Himanshu's language. Like that, many kind of things are there, and food, and yeah, a lot of clothing also. Even the weather is different.
Yeah, so a trip around India is almost like visiting many different parts of the world.
Yeah, I've seen in movies a lot of festivals. Do you have like some festivals that are your favorite from your country?
Yeah, my personally favorite festival is Holi, which is the festival of colors, as Himanshu mentioned. It's almost like if you see in Spain, yeah, this Tomatina festival where people throw tomatoes on each other. Similarly, in Holi, people throw colors at each other just as fun and love. It generally happens in the month of March, in the mid of March. So yeah, that's one of the favorite festivals, and I generally love Holi. But obviously, like this year due to COVID, we still participated. Since that time we weren't in lockdown. That time we were at college only. So yeah, I love Holi, and yeah, thing is that the colors which we apply on Holi takes like weeks to go, and still my face is pink due to that. Like probably due to artificial colors or not many natural colors are present. So yeah, Holi I love, but the problem is that my nails, my face becomes entire pink for a week. It's very it's very awkward and very weird. Yeah, Himashi can add on.
Yeah, also, my favorite one is Diwali. It's basically a festival of light. We basically bust crackers. Nowadays, it causing a lot of pollution, so the busting of crackers is minimized, but the main fun is in that only, the fireworks and all that. There are many different festivals in different regions. Like uh, now, just recently, there was a Ganesh Chaturthi. In that, basically, our Lord Ganesh is a Lord Ganesh whose arrival in Maharashtra is celebrated. So there are many festivals like that. I am not the correct person to tell you about all the festivals. So, Sriram, you know any other
Yeah, so
festival?
Lord Ganesha is a god which is in our Hindu mythology. So he is worshipped as the elephant god or else, where he is one of the most like likable gods, you can say, in one way. So people worship him by offering him sweets and everything. And the thing goes it like for 10 days, we worship him with flowers, sweets, and pay homage to him, the kind of thing. And after the 10th day, we immerse him in the nearby water bodies as a symbol of respect, so that you're done on your job. Things like that happen. And like how Himanshu mentioned, Diwali is generally called the festival of lights, where we kind of light the house with several new lights, and it's just like we allow the goddess of wealth to come inside and clean our house, and just like you can say, it's a symbol of respect and cleanliness, that you always want the positivity to come inside and remove all the negativity within the house. So that's the thing with Diwali. So it's generally a very pure and very good festival, where a lot of sweets and relatives meet each other. Like people call it the New Year of for many houses, because with that day many people start the New Year in Diwali. So that's one of the auspicious festivals in India. That's it.
Yeah, most of the festivals have the significance like the victory of truth over the wrong deities and all that. Main significance, the common thing is that only. It has different versions according to me, different reasons.
And do you get days of school and work when these festivals happen? I mean, is it a
No,
holiday? Do you have
it's a
them?
holiday.
No.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, we
it's
have
a
many
holiday.
holidays. We generally get many holidays through this one. Apart from Sundays and Saturdays, yeah, these are the holidays we depend on.
From the YouTube live asked us to talk about Namjas, I don't know how to say. Jan, Janmashtami?
Janmashtami?
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
word.
So,
Yeah, Himanshu, you want to tell?
yeah. No, I don't know much about that.
Okay, I'll tell. Janmashtami is generally a festival which celebrates the birth of Lord Krishna. So, who's Krishna? Krishna is also one of our god in ancient Hindu mythology. So, his presence is one of the most significant thing which happened on Earth. I'll tell you a bit about this. Like 5,000, 6,000 years ago, a country of India was filled with demons. So because of that, people suffered a lot in that time. So what God did is that He sent someone to Earth to save on a mission to save all the to kill all the demons and save the people. That God is Krishna. So He comes in the form of a human, but people claim Him as a God. So since He's a God, He could do a lot of special things. He could do a lot of great things. He did a lot of great for the people, and so that's the significance of Janmashtami. And he protected, basically people say he protected India from all the negative things, the demons, and yeah, that's his role. So that's the thing. That's a tribute to Janmashtami. So it's the arrival of Krishna as Lord Krishna, and his birthday is celebrated as Janmashtami. That's how it goes.
That also sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, because our mythology dates back to probably 5,000, 10,000 years
Yeah,
ago. Even I don't know the approximate dates,
we
because
yeah we have
we never lived.
we have more than a
Yeah,
crore
Himanshu, go on.
gods in Hindu mythology. It's we have God for everything. God for rain, God for the seasons. We have a sun god. We have
We have
God for
God for
almost
education also.
yeah. In our institution also there is a Saraswati temple. So Saraswati is the goddess of education. So we basically pray pay tribute to her by setting up a temple in our college too.
So yeah, as we know that in India, India has a lot of cultural heritage, and even people of India find it hard to understand how many gods are there, because there are those many. Yeah, so it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot, like understanding the entire process. Some people don't get it, to be honest, but people who lived in India for quite a long time, they understand all these demographics and all the geological changes and history which all happened. That's why history is one of my toughest subjects since childhood, because there's a lot in history and a lot of new things in history. So yeah.
And in addition to this, there are many religions also in India practiced, like the Islam, the Christianity, Buddhism, Jainism. Basically, in India, every religion is respected, and we do not yeah, we have a tolerance policy towards every religion. Everyone celebrates each other's festival. We don't basically stress on religion too much.
Yeah, like India was
Yeah,
one upon a time. It used to like embrace, since we are a secular country, we embrace each and every religion, be it anything, be it Islam, Christianity, a Jew, or anything. Like we are always open to all categories. So that's the main theme of India.
yes, a lot of diversity. In a way, Mexico and Mexican culture are ancient culture. A lot of gods and pretty much gods for everything. But these are things that have been lost with the years, and mm, today you do not find a lot of this part of the culture and the education anymore. They pretty much have been all lost, and the main religion here is Christianity. But I can see that you guys have many more religions, and yeah, I can see how can people can maybe be confused about how many things you have to understand and things the many different holidays there are and many different traditions and festivals that go around. But I find it really exciting to learn more about a country that is so diverse as India. So thank you guys for sharing that with us.
Yeah, like sometimes even I have a hard time remembering what day what festival is because there are too many festivals. And even like even I figure I have a hard time figuring out what is what, like because everything is so confused and complex sometimes.
There's more questions from the Instagram audience. Someone asked about your math courses. Do you have any special mathematics courses in your career?
Can you repeat your question if possible?
Yeah.
You have some mathematics courses in your career. For example, we have the derivative calculation, then we have integrative, and then we have another math about basic math too.
Okay, yeah. Actually, so we have four math courses. One is M1, M2, M3, and probability and statistics. M1 means mathematics 1. So mathematics 1 deals a lot with calculus and its applications, and mathematics 2 deals with complex numbers and a linear algebra, like all these matrices and all this stuff. And M3 deals with differential equations, like the application of Taylor series and all the other things. And probability statistics, as the name suggests, we deal with a lot of permutations, combinations, and other aspects of it. And yeah, Himanshu, you can add in.
Yeah, basically we do this in our first year and in second year. We finish our mathematics courses in our third semester. After that, we can like our college has the facility to take electives, 5 open electives, which means like we can take 5 courses of different majors. It's based on our own choice. There's no restriction. We can take courses in English, in humanities. We can take courses in social sciences, in biology. Yeah, we can pretty much do anything, combine anything in our college.
I have another question. You mentioned that Shiram is from the south. Himanshu, you're from the north. Where is your university located? I mean, who has to travel to the university?
We both need to travel, but I am closer to the university. It's basically about 200 to 250 kilometers away from my house, and for Shriram it might be in thousands of kilometers, I guess.
3,000, yeah. 2,000, 3,000 kilometers, yeah. Like our college is located in the western part of India. It's in a state called Rajasthan. And if you observe, I'll tell you how. Like for example, take Sahara Desert, and Sahara Desert it extends till the Middle East, extends to Kuwait, it extends to Pakistan, and extends to India also. At a point where in a state called Rajasthan, we call it the Thar Desert. So in that state only our college is located. So yeah, we have obviously our college is not in a desert, but we're kind of close, like 500, 600 kilometers to a desert. So yeah, in the state of Rajasthan, it's the largest state in India. Yeah, and for Himanshu is very close. You can go And for me, it's really far. I have to take a flight actually or a train sometimes. And yeah, if I take a train, it takes me like 1 day to travel. But generally, I prefer going by airplane because it's like 3 hours journey. So yeah, again, from there, I have
Yeah.
to go.
So even by airplane, it's a 3-hour flight.
Yep.
Yeah, it's really India really is that huge. Here in Mexico, national flights only take 1 hour, but in your country, I mean, 3-hour flight. It is really because your country is really that huge. That's cool.
Or
I
maybe
mean,
there
I
may be
also
a
have.
difference in flight speeds. Like there may be a
Yeah,
difference in flight
Yeah,
speeds.
no, it won't
yeah,
be so different, I guess.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, obviously, flight speeds do add upon that, but yeah. So we have many more questions from for you guys from our audience. There's someone here. There's someone here that's asking, what do you guys do on weekends? A regular school weekend.
Imanchi, you want to tell?
So we basically spend our my I basically spend my time with friends. I'm not a too much a social person. Yeah, basically my pastime is watching series. We have been watching on Netflix basically and talking to my friends, playing some sports. Yeah, I can pretty much do a. I love to do anything. Yeah, I'm open to everything.
Yeah, like to be honest, for me it's just one word: chill. Not much to do on weekends because all of the weekdays we're generally stressed with tests, assignments, and quizzes. So probably weekend is the only time we can chill for most of the time. And most of the time, like since it's a college, it's a dorm room experience. You generally tend to play a lot, play any kind of sport. So generally, I play football, and I'm the goalkeeper. But I'm a very bad goalkeeper to be honest. So things like that happen. And yeah, probably like socialize, play video games. We love video games as like we play in a group of 10, 5 versus 5, 6 versus 6, any kind of games, like Call of Duty, all these games. Yeah, that's how most of our weekends go. Because as we know that most of my friends are from different branches, so we may have different courses, and all these courses have different levels of difficulty. So weekend is the only time we can like socialize really well and party, all that stuff, do everything. Because it's college life, right? So you can do anything. You're away from
Yeah,
home,
yeah.
and yeah.
You should send to our Instagram account your Xbox account of, I don't know, in what platform do you play Call of Duty, but we can maybe play sometime.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure, definitely,
Actually,
definitely.
yeah, that'll be great.
Yeah, like I think probably 2 3 weeks ago we had a webinar with your chapter, and yeah, one of your member mentioned about all this thing, the tournaments which you guys held. Yeah, it was really interesting and really exciting. Yeah, we will look forward to participate for sure.
There's more questions. Someone said, does your chapter participate in either the Kimi card or the Jeopardy competition?
Okay, regarding the chemical, since we were a new chapter, suppose we are supposed to participate this year, but the problem is that due to lockdown and the dates clashing with our exams or mid-semester exams and our semester exams, we weren't able to participate this year. So our plan for this year for chemical is to work from now so that we can at least participate with the next chemical thing, because if you observe, it requires a lot of hands-on experience, and you have to like work together as a team rather than through online. You can't do much other than like using some softwares to design and predict the model of the chemical thing. So this is how it works. But as of now, we're kind of researching and understanding chemical and the process of it. Since we are in the starting phase, as I mentioned, we are a new chapter. And Jeopardy, we are actually in the plans of participating. Like we haven't like confirmed or discussed about that. So yeah, we're currently in plans of participating.
and also I would like to say that we don't have access to labs, and for Chemicar, we need to access lab to test our models and all that. So it's basically impossible for us to start on a Chemicar. We're basically doing a readings, articles, research papers on that, and starting to think how should we design our model.
Yeah, and do you guys happen to have any insight on what chemical reaction you might use to power your car? Do you want to go biofuels? Do you want to go batteries? Do you want to go hydrogen or lighting?
We are still
Mostly,
deciding. We have not
yeah, yeah.
decided.
Yeah, we haven't decided yet, but as we all know, like most of the thinking is going about hydrogen. So yeah, that's a plan. But as of now, we haven't like confirmed anything because recently we formed a sister chapter with Virginia Tech, and they are one of the best chapters in chemical. So we plan to collaborate and learn a lot from them, which will help us improve our upskillment in chemical and all this stuff. So yeah, that's the thing.
It's always a good idea to have someone with more experience to mentor you or to guide you.
Yeah,
Um,
that's the best thing
now
I
that
think about AICHE, the sister chapter program. Two chapters can collaborate for the entire year. And also, we are open to collaborate with any other chapter because I don't think that would be a problem.
yeah, actually, even if you are on the sister chapter program, that doesn't mean you can collaborate
Yeah,
with other student chapters. I mean,
yeah.
you can do participated on our first Chem car competition in 2019, I believe, 2019, 2018, probably. We did batteries, but we tried a lot of different ideas for power reactions. We also did look into hydrogen, but when we went up to buy our hydrogen fuel cell, um, the guy that had to buy it, he got confused and he bought a hydrogen fuel cell for a car. So the day the mail was supposed to come to the lab, we ended up with it was a huge hydrogen fuel cell. There was no way that could power a chemical car. It weighed almost 4 kilograms. You know, it was a huge mistake. And so you guys should definitely pay attention to that. What type of fuel cell are you buying? Don't buy one for a car. You know, buy one small. You know?
Yeah, definitely we'll keep that into account. That's good. That's good that you guys have told us because even we make mistakes like that. So yeah, thanks for telling that. It's a really good advice.
Okay. Someone is asking you about what sports do you play or see on TV? You
Can
mentioned
you repeat?
you like
For sports, yeah. Basically, maybe indoor sports, I don't want to call it a sport. I like to play chess and carom, and sometimes table tennis also. But in India, the main, I think the most important sports is cricket. But I don't like it very much because I don't understand it. So Shriram, you can tell more about cricket and hockey.
Yeah.
These are
So
national sports.
the national sport of India is hockey, and since that's one of the first games we won an Olympic medal after we were ruled by the British, probably in 1947, after we gained independence. So that's why hockey is historically considered as one of our national games and all. And but if you ask in the time of what is the most like interested game, it'll say cricket because everyone loves cricket. There's a lot of hype in India about cricket. Like every area, every street you find in India, it's cricket, cricket, cricket. But if you ask me, I love playing soccer, and I'm the goalkeeper as I mentioned earlier. But I get hit all the time because I'm not that great at stopping. The reason I'm the goalkeeper is that because I don't kick well, I can only stop the ball. So that's the thing. I love being a goalkeeper, and I also love playing tennis. Tennis, one of my favorite sports, and I love Rafael Nadal and Roger Federer. These are my two idols in tennis, and even cricket also I play a lot. Yeah, but soccer is my personally favorite best. But I don't follow soccer much. I only know probably like about Ronaldo, Messi, some sort that.
Federer is the goat. I mean, there is just no other way. Federer is the goat. I love his when he hits the ball with his left hand. You know, like 100.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
that's too cool.
just
I have no words for that. Yeah, but
always wanted to, have always wanted to do that. I mean, to be able to hit with single hand in tennis, but it's really hard to give direction to the ball with one holding the racket.
yeah, exactly. I think I sprayed my foot many times doing that. But
Yeah.
it's really tough. Like you have to have like 100% accuracy and precision to do that.
Yeah, I love pretending that I am fair when I'm trying to hit the ball like that. You know, the way he slides when he takes that shot. I mean, it's just looks amazing.
Do you guys learn a lot of programming during your education?
Yeah.
Someone is
In first semester, or I would say for some was in second semester. Basically, in first year, there's a compulsory course for all the majors, which is C programming. Apart from that, we can do minor in data science. I don't know what programs they teach, but we can do minor in data science. Also related to chemical engineering, we are basically taught various simulation softwares like MATLAB, SPEN Plus, ICES, any other. So coding is not a major part for a chemical engineer, I guess.
Yeah,
Regarding
exactly. Yeah, what to add? C programming is one of the most like the compulsory course for us in our first year, and after that, when we come to like third year, we have an option of taking the data science minor, which, as you know, data science involves a lot of computer science plus mathematics. Both are combined. So, and apart from that, we have an option of choosing courses like artificial intelligence, machine learning, data mining, discrete mathematics, data structures and algorithms, object-oriented programming. Courses like these are being offered in our college. We can choose them, but some of the courses require prerequisites. Like, for example, take a course called Data Structures and Algorithms, which is the fundamental courses of computer science. It has a prerequisite to do data discrete structures in mathematics. It's called DM. So we have things like that. So if you clear all these courses, sure you can opt for computer science. Like if you ask in our like lower grades, probably 10th, ninth grade, computer science is taught, but not in the extent of the coding which we learned. Like they're taught a QBasic, HTML, things like these are taught in our lower grades. And yeah, and once you come to a undergrad school, they're taught like kind of step up your level. And once you come to like third year, second year, people try to specify themselves. For example, one guy says I love front end developing, one guy says web development. So yeah, things like that go on. That's the main theme in India.
there's a common respect into the sports that you were talking about a minute ago. Um, Someone says Djokovic is better, just saying, but Federer is super classy.
Yeah, I have huge respect for Djokovic. Yeah, I love him. I love him also. I forgot to mention his name actually. But yeah, I love him. I love all three. Like these three are my personally favorite. But when it comes to taking sides, I generally prefer Nadal because he's a left-hander. I'm also a left-hander. So yeah, that's the main reason. Nothing against him.
Okay, and someone else is asking about our major festival in Mexico. Mm, the first Mexican festival that comes to mind is something called Dia de Muertos. It will mean Day of the Dead. And, but we do not celebrate death. We celebrate life actually, because we celebrate like all the things that our past has made with a big party and doing some delicious that they used to like with. And we decorate every street with flowers, and we do like costumes, and also we do some parties in the streets. It's really, I think it's really good. What comes to your mind, Carlos?
Comes to my mind a lot of different things. Obviously, there is a lot of culture in Mexico. There is a lot of unique styles of dancing that go on in here. We have La Bamba, we have some other. Here in Nuevo León, there is a really huge diversity of types of dances and also of food that involve paying respects to the people that are no longer with us. Like the people that have died in past years. We also have festivals to commemorate those who gave us independence. Those are a really big part of tradition. Actually, the date is pretty much um, the in 2 weeks. It's September the 15th. It's the date, and well, this will be the first time that we, as a country, go through one of these festivals. In this quarantine environment, but hopefully, the public opinion and the emotion will still be there to commemorate these dates, and it'll be an amazing time. I can think also about that we do that involve creating things, like sculptures and different types of things. Those things do happen here in Mexico, and they are amazing. And obviously, from culture and that we have music festivals and all these types of pop culture festivals that happen. Well, right now they are all canceled because of the emergency, but they do happen here in Mexico.
Yeah,
That's really interesting. Yeah, that's actually really fun, and yeah, it's great to know a lot of festivals from you guys. And yeah, at the first time I'm hearing all about this, but yeah, it's really culturally enriching for me to hear all this.
yeah. In India too, we have basically many forms of classical dances. Also, I can remember too, like Kathak, Bharatanatyam, and also there are many other classical forms of dance. Shriram, do you remember some?
Oh, can you tell again?
Yeah, classical dance forms of India?
Yeah. So yeah, India is generally yeah, many people in India love dance, not the random hip hop dance. I mean, like culturally, like it's called Bharatanatyam, where it's a very traditional dance where many dancers they take months and months and years of practice to perform one stage. So you can understand how much effort goes into that. But the dance which we know is normal, the hip hop dance where you just jump and dance to DJ music. That's what we do. We don't know any traditional dances, but yeah, India is really traditional in terms of dances and all this stuff. But the dance which I do is normal, like just jump around everywhere. When there's any DJ sound or anything, you just party. That's party dance. You kind of say that, yeah.
Yeah, you just move your hand, do the fist bump, shake your legs, and move your hands.
Exactly.
You're good to go for the night. You don't have to do anything else to have a good time.
Yeah, even in our university also, that's thing happen. When anyone's birthday or any kind of celebration, we just put some loud music and just like be in the mood, like just dance like anything.
Yeah, you just go on and the enjoy the company, enjoy your friends, enjoy the fact that you're out of classes. Maybe it's a Friday, maybe you're having some food or watching the sports. That do happen here in Mexico a lot.
Yeah, that's a common culture for everyone actually. Enjoyment is comes in the form of dance for many people.
Yeah.
Like it's the best way to release everything. You get the dopamine hit.
Yeah, sometimes in Chem E courses, or there are many tough weeks, the weeks that you have to go through a lot of things. Maybe you have a couple exams or you have to give a couple presentations, but at the end of the week, having your friends be there with you or having something to relax on is really comforting, and you can charge up all of the good energy that you need to go on with the semester. And, here in Mexico, we have a thing that in the last 2 weeks of the semester, it's called saving the semester. These are the two most critical weeks of the semester where it doesn't matter whatever you did until those 2 weeks, on how you perform in those final 2 weeks, because you are playing for 80% of the ratings in all assignments, in all different classes. In those 2 final weeks, you have to literally save your semester, and that's a really big thing that happens here in Mexico. It goes all over social media. There are a lot of memes about that the fact that you need to save the semester. You get the Avengers getting ready to save the semester. You get all of these different superheroes getting ready to save the semester. And sometimes you don't save the semester. You have to repeat the course or do something like that. But hopefully you do save it.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. Like we don't have that thing, but yeah, I wish we had that kind of thing. It's really it's really nice. Like.
Yeah, and basically in our college there is a continuous evaluation. We have test after every 20 days, basically. The- And the end exams are basically the most important, but we have test. The final exam weightage just, I think the maximum it can be 45% for any course. The final exam weightage, not more than that.
Yeah, so like for us, how it happens is that see, like when we attend the classes, most of them are like boring. So if we don't attend them, we miss the class. So what the professors do is that they conduct surprise exams, so that in case you miss the class, you miss the test. Basically, they don't announce or do anything. Like whatever was taught in that particular course in that semester, they put a bomb at that moment, say that there's a test. So people who miss it are at a huge disadvantage, but people who attended at least have a scope to get good marks. So that for that reason, we all are forced to attend classes. Like even though we're not interested, there's no choice. You have to sit for classes. Like because everything's surprise. They want to like bombard you with any kind of evaluation each time. So everything is like a mystery for us. We have to like predict. Okay, tomorrow is there a test? I have to prepare for today. But what if tomorrow's not a test? I should not prepare. Like you're always in this dilemma. But obviously, you have to go to classes. For us, it's like that way.
Yeah, basically, BITS Pilani has a unique policy of 0%. In all other institutes in India, there's a compulsory percentage of classes you have to attend to sit in the final exams, like 75% or 80% attendance is compulsory. But here in BITS Pilani, it's 0%. So the profs do not want the students to not attend classes. So basically, they can take tests anytime. It's up to them. We need to be prepared always.
Yeah, I love this like daily evaluation. It's sometimes it's a huge bomb for us. Like suppose if you don't prepare and again you have a test, you're screwed basically. So before every class you have to be prepared. Like you have to know, okay, this is happening in the class. So I have a test. Like apparently what happened one time is that everyone thought that there won't be a test. So all of us like did a mass bunk kind of, like out of 120 people, 100 people left the class thinking there won't be a test, and the professor gets angry and she puts a test. Like all of us missed the test. Like all of us got zeros in that exam. Like this is like last minute surprises, like last minute mystery. Sometimes things like this happen. Shit happens sometimes. Can't do anything in that.
Yeah, that is really tough. I mean, it's every day can be a bad day. Every day you can go to class and you can have an exam that you are not ready, that you weren't expecting, and that can really go the wrong way. But
Yeah.
it really I believe it keeps you up to date with the classes, with notes. I believe it keeps you motivated. It gives you reasons not to miss classes. I believe that might work here at UANL. I will definitely give this information to some teachers that I know to see if they can maybe implement this on their lectures.
Your friends will hate it for sure. Like if it's any kind of boring class,
yeah, they'll hate me. They will hate a lot of people will hate me if this gets implemented here at UANL. But I'm here to take that risk.
Yeah, there's some person in the audience that are like fans from Sriram.
What? Fans? My fans?
A lot of people is saying, Sriram, I'm a fan, love you, Sriram. I don't know. The username is Nah. I don't know if you know him or her, but it's for sure a fan of yours.
Yeah, probably someone anonymous, I guess. Or some other person I know, but he just put a username like that in order to be anonymous, so that he doesn't get caught from me.
You have fans now, bro.
It's nothing like that. Just like friends. No fans. Not that famous yet. Himanshu Singh has a lot of fans because he's one of the smartest guys in our batch. He's the god of chemical engineering because he's generally prepared for any kind of test, any kind of exam you put anytime. He gets full marks. So he's the god. So he has the fans. I'm the guy who just tries to survive over the edge, over the cliff.
Sriram is always interested in pulling my leg. It's nothing like that.
So Himanshu is the guy. I mean, he's ready for any test.
Yeah, he's a god. He's a god of chemical engineering for us. Like people respect him. Like Himanshu, please help me before any exam. I personally call him before any exam. Say that, bro, explain me this. I can't understand. Like anytime you call him, he'll give an answer. Even you call at 3 a.m., he'll say, okay, I know how to do this. He's that type. Always prepared.
Oh yeah. It's a nice friend to have. I mean, people respect.
It's very compulsory, very essential. For people like me, it's very essential to have friends like him because that's how we survive.
So, Himanshu, thank you for being so smart and.
Yeah,
thank you, Himanshu, for helping me always.
time and your willingness to carry out this activity with us. We hope that you had a good time with us. We really had a good time with us. So much fun with you.
Yeah, can you repeat? Sorry, your voice isn't audible.
She was saying, thank you guys for being in the call. I believe the session has or is about to end.
Okay.
It was great meeting you guys. If you guys, when you guys start working on your chemical, find any trouble or you have any doubts regarding the rules of the competition, or do you need, if you need any advice, um, do hit us up with a message, DM us, and we can maybe talk about more about that. We have developed one chemical, but you will go into a lot of fun. You will have a lot of fun. You will have to spend a lot of time working on that project, but at the end, it will all be worth it. Thank you guys for being here with us. Follow us in all of our social media. Follow the Beats Pilani student chapter in their social media. They are a great thing. They are just starting, but they will be chapter. They are on the sister chapter program. They are on the K-12 competition. They are doing a lot of stuff. Um, Guys, share your website because I do want to read the things that you do with the Avengers and all of these superheroes. That got me very interested. So do share that website because I will be reading that. And I don't know if you guys want to say goodbye to the audience. You can do that.
Yeah, so firstly, I would like to, Carlos, thank you so much, and Yancy, thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys, for inviting me and Himanshu. And thank you, all the audience, for watching this live stream. And it's a huge honor. I love Mexico. And definitely, when I visit Mexico City, I'll taste tacos and burritos. That's my first thing I'll do. And I'll definitely visit you guys and probably look chicken itza. Yeah, and that's my favorite monument in Mexico. So, yeah, thank you so much, guys. It's a huge honor to meet you. We learned a lot. And yeah, it's really exciting to meet people from you. And also, thank you so much on the chemical part. We'll definitely contact you since we're starting, and it's really nice to get help from you and from someone who's already been established and tried and worked out. So yeah, Himanshu, you can go.
Basically, you have said everything. Thank you for inviting us. It's our pleasure to be here and to be on a call with you. I never expected that I would go somewhere as a guest with someone would invite me. So thank you very much for that.
Yeah, this is my first interaction with people from Mexico. Yeah, and it was fun having an interaction with you. So good, so nice. Yeah, I loved a lot. Loved it a lot.
I feel the same way, guys.
Yeah. Also, we would like to remind the audience that we will have another live the next weekend with some students of Qualificación Técnica de Nicaragua from Ecuador. And we invite you to start following us on our social media, and we hope that you have a good time. Thank you, guys.